Let's be honest here. How many times have you been told that the secret to a perfect life is just a little bit more? You know, more exercise, more yoga, a stricter diet, rigid self-control, blah blah blah. It's exhausting, isn't it? The glaring eyes, that hidden sarcasm when you grab a second slice of cake, the endless hustle culture constantly telling you to optimize every waking second of your day. We've all been there, feeling that heavy pressure to conform to someone else's idea of perfection.
Well, welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's dive into this because today we are going to look at a source story that starts with that exact same frustration, a totally mundane attempt to get in shape, but it quickly transforms into a really profound philosophical fable about the human condition itself. We're going to explore a beautiful concept that might just completely change how you view your place in the universe.
Section 1. A change in routine, escaping the loop.
So our story follows a narrator who finally decides to get in shape, but strictly on their own terms. Trouble is, doing 20 repetitive loops around a small, familiar park at 6 a.m. quickly becomes unbearable. It's the same flowers, the same fountain, the exact same polite, forced smiles from strangers every single morning. Craving some silence and just a longer, freeing path to escape the monotony, the narrator completely ditches the small park loops. This new route takes them past a school, which happens to be closed for summer vacation. Until one day, waking up unusually early and walking at 5:30 a.m. in that pre-dawn light, they make a really bizarre discovery. The heavy gates of this completely empty, locked-down school are mysteriously wide open. Section 2. The Secret Cosmic Kitchen, Crossing the Threshold. Driven by pure curiosity, the narrator quietly steps inside. Now, the school grounds are unexpectedly vast, and they're enveloped in that thick, hushed atmosphere of early morning darkness. And as they walk further into the silent courtyard, they spot something that absolutely should not be there. Sitting in the corner of the grounds is a very old man. In front of him, a sudden bright flame rises. He's cooking something in this massive vessel placed over a huge clay chulha, a traditional stove, with thick wooden logs burning fiercely beneath it. Surrounding this old man, this alchemist, are hundreds of containers. Every few moments, he carefully stirs the massive pot, walks over to the containers, picks something up, and just tosses it right into the mixture. So the obvious question is, what exactly was he cooking? Hiding behind the bushes, careful not to make a single sound, the narrator watches. And time itself kind of begins to distort. The morning stops moving normally. It feels as if hours of intense activity are passing in mere minutes. The alchemist just keeps adding countless ingredients into the vessel. But where were they disappearing to?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the bizarre paradox happening right before the narrator's eyes. Despite endless ingredients being dumped into a roaring fire and constant, meticulous stirring, the result never changes. The liquid inside never changes color. It never thickens. It doesn't boil over. Despite all the chaotic additions, it remains looking exactly like perfectly clear water. It completely defies all logic.
Section 3. The Universe as a Recipe. The Illusion of Calm.
Well, the alchemist, who apparently knew the narrator was hiding all along, motions them over to explain this cosmic secret, and this brilliantly illustrates his core philosophy. Think of the universe from a macro perspective. Viewed from the very top, a galaxy looks perfectly calm, silent, and well-settled. But zoom into the micro. Inside that apparent peace, planets are literally colliding, stars are collapsing, black holes are erupting. If you look at Earth from space, it's a tranquil blue marble. Yet down here, people are being born, dying, fighting, laughing. Massive chaos is completely invisible from a distance.
Section 4. Humans as unique ingredients, fulfilling our roles.
The alchemist reveals that his giant vessel of clear water is actually a metaphor for the Earth itself. And those ingredients? They represent us. We call this the eternal recipe. It's the alchemist's view of the universe as a singular, unchangeable mixture. Every single human being serves as a temporary, totally unique ingredient. We each have our own characteristics, our own properties, our own entire lives. We are all vastly different from one another, but ultimately, despite our vast differences, we are all just tiny parts being added to the pot to keep the world running. So, the crucial point is that in this recipe, every ingredient has a specific destiny. The lazy person is meant to live their life resting. They're the lazy ingredient the recipe needs. The hardworking guy labors endlessly. The mountain climber scales the peaks, while the villager might stay in one quiet corner their entire life. A revered guru or a despised thief, they're each just playing their specific part. In the eyes of the alchemist, no role is inherently greater or worse than another.
Athletes, teachers, scientists, you name it, they're all equally necessary ingredients to make the recipe what it is.
Section 5. The unchanging, eternal soup, the equalizer of fate.
When we zoom out and view humanity through this lens, human existence fundamentally becomes an equal playing field. All that societal pressure to be more or better that we talked about at the very beginning, it just starts to dissolve. Just read this incredibly powerful thought from the source material. No one changes anything in this earth. Earth is going like it was going billions years before. It's so profound. Whether you carry out good karma or bad karma, whether you're deemed a success or a failure by modern standards, your individual existence does not actually alter the overarching nature of the world. The Earth was spinning billions of years ago, it's spinning now, and it's going to keep spinning long after we are gone. Let's move to and see how this builds into an endless cycle. As an ingredient, your process is actually incredibly simple. Step 1, taking birth on Earth. Step 2, performing your specific task, living out whatever characteristics you brought to the pot. Step 3, leaving the recipe. And Step 4, returning in another form to do it all over again. It's a continuous, totally liberating flow. Everyone comes and goes, but the water in the vessel, the recipe itself, remains perfectly intact and unchanged.
The Alchemist leaves us with this final piece of wisdom. Whether you're a good person, you're a bad person, it doesn't matter for the recipe because it remains same. All our earthly anxieties, all the stress from the hustle culture, it can literally all vanish when we realize we aren't supposed to single-handedly save or change the universe. We are simply meant to show up, be our authentic selves, and contribute our unique flavor to the pot.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this to think about. If the universe is a vast, self-sustaining vessel, and the recipe never truly changes no matter what goes into it, what ingredient will you choose to be today? Will you be the relentless striver, the quiet observer, maybe the restless wanderer? Whatever it is, remember, you are exactly what the Cosmic Kitchen ordered. Thanks for joining me to explore this wonderful story today, and as always, keep learning.